something. I don't weigh myself every day, but I will get to do that to make sure that I am reaching the goals I want to reach, right? So that's something huge. Also, Jared and I have been really meal prepping at night. That way it's ready to go because it's super convenient when you already have it in the fridge, right? So just grab it and go. For the business, I want to be Power Call qualified tomorrow, and I want to get 3 new clients this week. So really excited about that. Gio's excited too. So I am going to popcorn. We're going to do like a popcorn thing. So I will popcorn, let me see,
Oh my gosh,
Pooter.
I already knew it. I know you was coming from me. All right, y'all. So like with this being like a higher level call, I'm gonna kind of like be like more like I'm gonna be a little bit more transparent with you guys. I haven't been like really consistent on the products at all. Like just like no excuse at all. Like me just having like focus on other different things going on right now. Like I have not been consistent like on products. So like moving forward, I need to like just let that be my main focus, because it was one point, obviously this is results driven business. So like one point, like my results were here, but like the good thing is though, like I don't know, my body just like kind of like adapts. So it's just like, I don't know, my body just has not changed like really much. So like I want to have more results for myself, for my team, and obviously to be more attractive to the marketplace, like again, because you get one result. Like I haven't had a new result in like the last 30 days. So I'm going to take it upon myself to go to the nutrition club and track my results moving forward. But I personally want to gain 20 more pounds of lean muscle, and like drop my body fat under 10%. So that's like my next focus. And then business wise, honestly, my goal is just to help everybody like reach active supervisor, and then get power qualified by either Monday or Tuesday. So biggest thing for me, I feel like just helping my team get to where they want to go. And then, you know, obviously me just doing the necessary work that I need to make that happen. And then I will popcorn DH.
I'm sorry, did you say me? Okay. So my goals for my results, I want to gain 5 pounds of lean muscle, and really focus on defining the muscle that I have right now. And then as far as the business goes, I've been in like massive action, major conversations with people. I have 3 people that are possibly going to be distributors. They've sent me their 100-person list, so we're just going through the steps. They're pretty much just collecting money right now, going through those motions. And then have 6 people wanting to order, trying to get that pushed through before the 15th, and focus on, you know, power call qualifications and just really reaching my goal for the month and exceed and get it done as quickly as possible and try to exceed the goal that I've set for myself. And we had a popcorn bread.
So my physical result goal right now, so since we got back from Cancun, I've been like a freaking garbage machine. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm like, I don't gotta be in a bathing suit. And so like that was clearly what I'm finding was like a driving force for my physical results. So right now I am really working on getting back on everything, like meal plan, no coming home and eating like crazy food at night, and having just like a third shake if that's what it takes. But then also figuring out like what my new driving force is, because I think it's so important for physical results. So doing that, and so now my new purpose behind what I want my results to be is lifting heavier and correctly, and really getting, I'm getting some one-on-one training here. So getting in the gym and recording everything in the gym and being really active with that on my social media, and then having the results to show that. So working on getting that part down. And then for my business goals, I'm really wanting to take everyone that's not at Soup yet to supervisor, really focusing on DAP, but not to the point where it's like paralyzing me, thinking if I didn't get one girl to DAP that I'm not like running the business that I want to be running. And then also qualify for everything, because conversations I had in Cancun let me know that things like 10K and whatever maybe like the next promotion will be with higher volume than 5K are so doable. But there's this story that I keep telling myself about my personal volume. So for my business right now, I'm really working on uncovering the story, literally just letting it go, and then just maxing the F out this month, like 10x everything, because it's possible, it's doable. And even if I'm like lower right now than where I get to be, like whatever goal I want is still there. So focusing on what I get to qualify for next, which is LDW, and I'm going for platinum like no matter what. And then also sitting VIP for all the events coming off of that. And I will popcorn Rachel.
So in terms of my physical results, I really want abs, guys. I've wanted them for so long, but my nutrition outside of the products is not up to par. It's more of like, you know, maintaining instead of, you know, trying to cut. So really trying to get more strict on what I'm eating, because another thing that resonated with me from the STS this weekend is, you know, the smaller your waist, like the bigger your income. So that's one of the physical results I have. Meal prep more, like MK said, just because, you know, when I don't have meals prepped in the fridge for me ready to take, I'm just buying my food because I wasn't prepared. And that's, you know, 100% my responsibility. In terms of my business, I want to get Power Call qualified for the first time. Hit first cut Active Sup. And then also another thing too is I've been slacking with like basically like using my products at work, because that's one of the ways that I originally got clients in the beginning, is because they would see me constantly bringing my teas to work, having my shake when I come into work, and all of those sorts of things. But I've like truly been slacking. I let myself run out of tea at home, so I'm at work on night shift and I'm buying Starbucks, and what does that look like for my business? That looks really bad. And another, I think it was from the beginning of the month call where they said, like, you are the CEO of your business. I posted this in the DAP chat, but you're not going to see the CEO of Nike wearing Adidas. And like, that was like, yes, you're not going to see the CEO of Herbalife, drinking Starbucks like I am. So really just, you know, get back to the basics, because doing the same thing over and over again, you will continue to see results. With that, popcorn, Ashley.
Okay, so for personal, I really want to like focus on getting in the gym every day. I do really well on my days off because I have all day to get to the gym. And then when it comes down to working Tuesday to Saturday, I don't get to the gym and like before, and I refuse to go at night. So if I don't get up in the morning, it's kind of like a lose for me. So focusing on that. When Jay said yesterday, like, what are your non-negotiables? Really focus on my list and then like stick to it, like no matter what. And then for my business, now that I hit Sup, I really want to convert everybody to a PM. And then I already have one of my girls yesterday. She actually converted during the STS. And then I just want to like be more attractive on social media. Like Britt tells me all the time, like talk on your story, and like I don't, which I need to, but I like just don't know where to start. So I feel like just being like active on social media, not just posting polls, posting like what I do throughout the day, what I do like full-time at work, like just something to be consistent and focus on, and then just working to get to PM and then get to have distributors.
Can I share something really quick before you popcorn? It just came up today. So one of my brand new distributors just sent a video message into the our client chat today, and then immediately right off of that, she was like ready to talk her stories. She texted me like, that felt so good, that was so much fun, it was like so uncomfortable, but I did it, and then I had like a high after that. And so it just made me think, like, why do we not just start off with doing some videos in the client chat first if you're uncomfortable? So if that needs to be your segue, Ash or whoever, because I know a few of us on here can still relate to that, let that be your segue. Start talking in your client chats, get really uncomfortable, send a video bubble, don't even pre-record it. And then from there, it's like, it's game over, because as soon as you feel that, you just want to feel that all the time. Okay, sorry, go ahead and popcorn, Ash.
Mary Kate.
Sorry, real quick, just to add on to that, to go back to what Britt said, before when we first started these chats like these DAP chats, when distributors would first sign up, we had them send a video of a bubble of them introducing themselves to the team. Do you guys remember that? Can you raise your hand if you remember that? Okay, so I wanted to post to the chat, but I definitely think we should get back to it, especially because Ashley, that would be extremely valuable for you, because then if you were doing that off the rip, then that would have been like a welcome. So super awesome. Glad you brought that to my attention. It totally slipped my mind. So go ahead, MK.
All right, I won, but I'll have Jared go.
All right, so my product results, I just want to continue with my weight loss. I'm down 43 pounds, but I've been kind of stagnant the last week or two. So I really want to keep kind of jumpstart that again and really make the gym more of a priority than I have been. And as far as the business goes, I really want to keep up with our social media, like growing our numbers. So
Tell them what happened
when
you started to
when
know.
when we started the business like 6 months ago, I think we had like 700 or 800 followers, and we just hit 3,000 yesterday. So we're really trying to just keep following, and we're not doing anything crazy. It's just consistency, literally every day, getting in there, following people. So I'd really like to hit 4 or 5K by the end of the month, because now it's like a momentum thing. The more we've been doing it, the more it just seems like we're getting higher numbers of a return since we've been doing it. So just trying to stay consistent with that, and that's been something really big for us. I've been trying to do. Popcorn, Brooke.
Guys, I've been waiting to talk so bad. Okay. So like my intentions for this week, right? Or am I wrong? Is that one wrong? Okay. So they are to really just get like clear with myself and just make sure I'm staying consistent on top of like for my business, like my PD, my personal development, like in the morning and like before I go to bed, because I know that without my personal development, I've been seeing like my attitude changing or my moods, because on top of that, I do work with like very like these patients that are very emotional, so it also has been affecting a lot of things as well around other people. So I just want to like check myself on that. I also would like to get more involved with social media. That's something I need to be doing, especially I am falling off a lot. It's very sad, and I know that also from the yesterday event, when Rike said, if you're not growing, you're dying. So I know that I definitely need to catch up with myself and just really find what works for me. I just need to stay with building my business and just really figure it out. And also, since I haven't talked in a long time, I also have gotten very like uncomfortable with being more confident with myself. Also, I want to just, my other goal is to tone my abs and my like in the gym. So I'm really focused on my results so that I could get my personal results out there more and just make sure that I'm getting. I need to talk more because I definitely feel bad. It's been a really long time, but I want to get more comfortable with speaking. Just stay on top of checking my notes. There's just so much stuff that I have to work on, and just to get more involved because I definitely am falling off. So I definitely want to hit Active Sup and just get my grind back because I honestly miss it. So it makes me upset that I haven't been grinding as much as I used to. So I just need to stay on top of everything. But yeah, so there, I will popcorn Holly.
I knew you were gonna call on me, Brooke. So for the business results wise, yesterday I had the conversation with my brother about being a distributor and looking at some clubs. So definitely following up with that and having that conversation with him again and seeing where he's at with that. Also creating another 100 person list because I know like Liv said the other night on the call, like right before Cancun, she made a list and her volume definitely like increased from that. So just reaching out to more people, doing a lot of follow-ups, some personal results I'm looking for, just getting back in the gym and just finding like what I can do right now with my ankle and everything, and also like getting on track to like, I guess you could say like learning how to run again. So just getting back in the gym and showing that. And then another business result as well, definitely working on like the Parma Nutrition Instagram page, like blowing that up. I didn't think it would be that much work on like an Instagram page, but like every time, you know, you follow someone and they follow you back, you send that message out, or liking pictures or posting stories. Like, so that's like a whole big change, but I'm totally like ready to take that on. So like really blowing that up as long like with my personal page as well. So really getting in that, and then also inviting people into West Park and Parma Nutrition. So just working that and coming up with a schedule to get really clear on like what I get to do this week with working 5 days a week at my job and 2 days at the club, also helping at the clubs, building them and stuff. So just really coming up with like a schedule so that everything just falls into place, and really, really working so freaking hard to be Power Call qualified because I never have before. So I'm just like tracking my numbers too. I've never really done that before. So just tracking like what I get to do every day, how many people I need to reach out to. Like, you know, you're going to reach out to 10 people, maybe only one's going to get back to you. So just really focusing on that. Staying super consistent this week too. I ordered like the 21-day cleanse. So really doing that in my Prolesa every day to see some new results, especially because I haven't been in the gym. So those are my intentions for this week, and then I will call on Lexus.
That was really good, Holly. I ordered the 21-day cleanse too. But my physical results, so I got really comfortable with where my body was at. Majority of my clients all came from my weight loss. So I know that I get to get a new result. So I get to continue to go to the gym 5 days a week. That's a non-negotiable for me because I have not been going. And then lose about 5 to 10 pounds. So I was at my goal weight like the ending of the summer, and then I like got really skinny. I was 135 pounds, and I was like, what the heck happened? So I was like, I need to gain some weight, and then I started to gain. So I ended up putting on 10 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like this is not what you want. You want to continue to just tone up, not gain like fat. So I get to be really consistent with taking Prolesa. I'm about to do the 21-day cleanse. And then MK did tell me the tea and aloe with the probiotic and the aloe shot every night before bed. So I've been doing that for the past 3 days. And they always say if you're not pooping, you're not losing. So that one's good. And then business-wise, I want to do 3 new clients this week. I want to transform 2 of my actual clients into PMs, and then focus on getting new. So I got 1 distributor at the ending of December, and then she really isn't like doing anything. She's not producing, which is no problem, but I can't really get stuck on what she's not doing. I get to continue to grow. So really just having conversations with people about the business really hasn't been something that I've been comfortable about. So just really doing that, inviting like heck to Project CLE, which was something that I was not really doing. I was like, oh, just having conversations with people like, you want to try Shake It a Tea? You want to hear some results stories? I really wasn't relating to people. Like Brittany said one time, have like that conversation with somebody with something like, if they're interested in good vibes, like say, hey, you want to come hang out? We have good vibes on Friday or Wednesday. We have good music. We have cool people. Like come and hang out, like relate to them, because that's what's going to attract them. And then I want to be Power Call qualified by tomorrow. I got a lot of undocumented slips that I get to document. I've been working like crazy at the club. So just being Power Call qualified, and then just getting new. And then I am going to popcorn Courtney.
Okay, my intentions are, as far as product intentions, I want to get to my goal weight by the end of March. So that looks like for me down 15-20 more pounds, and then like go from there. So that's something that I want to do. I want to take like a Prolesta shot every single night. I also want to go along with wake up to Mark, go to bed to Jim, and like do that, because you know I'm like, I do my PD and stuff, but I would always like listen to different people and stuff. So as far as like following the structure every single day, because the structure's already set and it's easy, so just don't try to do anything extra or complicate things that, you know, like are already set for us. Also, I want to try like a new product every single month, just because like we are a product of the product. So like just being that and knowing, you know, like every single product. So if something does come up, you know, that's random and, you know, someone asks questions, that I definitely know it and have like the own experience and my own opinion on it myself. Also with what MK and Jared said, like posting and them like getting more followers. Like I literally, it was like 3 a.m. like the other night, and I was just going and seeing like my stories from the summer, and I literally went to the very first day and I watched my story of my first time talking, and I was shaking, and I remember it, and that view, it only got 200 views, and my stories yesterday hit 1,500. So I'm like, dang, like from 200 in the matter of, Aria said good job. So in the matter of me getting like that many views to that, like that was definitely like good to see like my own growth with that. And then also I want to get 5 new PMs this month, and definitely not gonna make like the last power call and not this one. So always qualify, do the same thing over and over and over again, and just know that I'm following the right structure and that everything's going to come into place, and knowing that like I can rest easily because like I'm doing the work and things come whenever my time is ready. So that is my intentions, and I'm go Angel, you're so cute. I don't think you said you're smirking at me.
Hey guys. So my intentions are definitely to get new results. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm just looking at Courtney right now. Okay, cool. My intentions are to get new results, definitely, because I haven't gotten any good results. I mean, I've been in the gym, but I feel like I need to really work on my results more. Then also being consistent with my products as well, and then having straight like tunnel vision when it comes to the business, because I've been like having distractions hit me left and right, but like that's not going to get me to where I want to go. It's not going to give me the Active Sup if I give it, you know, attention. I need to be power qualified. I need to be Active Sup. Like I need to get all these cuts, and so I have to stay focused and have tunnel vision, believe in myself, and know and put my why into play, because my why is going to like push me farther and farther and farther. And like, I didn't get to talk about my STS takeaways, but when he was saying like how he helps his family out and things like that, like I'm doing this for my kids. Like I have to set the example. I have to show up for my kids because nobody else is. Like I have to do it for them. So those are my takeaways. And my goals. Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, and I'm gonna popcorn. Let me see who's on the popcorn list. Let me see. Mariana Bonita from Columbus, Ohio.
Yours crazy. All right, guys. So my personal results. I started last week. Well, technically this week. Monday, I was like, I want to do a Prolessa challenge. So I literally got 5 ladies to order the 7-day Prolessa, and we are starting it tonight. So I know a few of us on here are wanting to do that as well, and I'm gonna message my ladies and be like, all right, like if y'all got it, like let's get it, because I'm losing this mommy pouch. I'm sick of it. It's been 2 years, and I want my dream bikini body, and it's gonna happen. I want it. I see it. So, and I also want to gain 10 more pounds of lean muscle. So that's my like personal results, and making the gym no excuse, especially since my excuse before of missing the gym was that I didn't have anyone to take care of my daughter. But my gym has a daycare, and so there's no excuse why I can't get into the gym. For business, I do want to get Power Call qualified. My birthday is Friday, and I know that's the last day to qualify. I am looking to qualify before that, but I will qualify that day. If not, I am hitting my second cut of Active Sup. There's no question about it. And I also want to hit 3,500 this month, so that way I can be a gold member on the bar at Oberlin, so that way I can start really plugging in with getting more clients as well, because it's cool to get clients, but I want to start building a business. I feel that I'm becoming that person to hold the capacity to step into that leadership role and really take on and show people why I'm so freaking happy all the time, why I am able to be at home more now with my daughter, because I used to work 3 jobs. I used to never, like when my daughter was first born, she saw a daycare more than she saw her own mom. And that broke my heart. And as she started getting older, she started crying when I would drop her off. And I was like, no, like something's got to happen. Like I can't keep living my life like this. And so that's when that's the switch that really hit me, was that I really wanted to do more in this business, because I didn't see it in myself at first, but Golden, she's always saw it in me from the beginning. And then Ray showing me the marketing plan a while back, like I still look at those notes till to this day. And I actually asked him last night to go over that again when I see him, because I always want to keep learning. I always want to, keep refreshers in my head, because I feel like I'm a quick learner and I'm very coachable for the most part, but ego can get in the way sometimes, and feeling that, doing something this way. And I'm always now reaching out to Golden and saying, hey, what's your opinion on this? And, what should I do here? Or how should I talk to this client? Or how should I, because there's more learning to do. And as far as business-wise as well, by LDW, I'll be walking across that stage as a new active supervisor. And then I will hit World Team by the end of May, going into June. And then, man, guys, like I'm just super fired up. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm really excited to be here on this call with you guys and growing with you guys. And I think I'm going to popcorn. Who hasn't gone yet? Hold on, let me check. Why can't I click it? And let me popcorn who hasn't gone. Taylor, is she on here? No, she's not on video though.
Either Kara, Ray, or me.
Go ahead, Miss Golden.
Okay. Good share, Mariana Bonita. So honestly, guys, my physical results are the biggest thing to me. And I just remember sitting in Cancun and being like, the fact that I can't lose my baby weight is literally, excuse my language, effing me over. Like, it is something that is holding me back from being like really good to being like great and unstoppable. So taking some advice and some coaching that I actually got from Buns, which has been very helpful for me, of having like a bucket of food that I am allowed to eat, that are going to get me like intense results. And I can share that with you guys if anybody's interested, but I'm on like day 6 of consistently doing that. And I feel really good. And really diving into it on a mental level. I'm listening to the book Girl Wash Your Face. And honestly, I'm shocked that it's exactly what I was like kind of looking for. I didn't start listening to it like help me with my weight loss journey, but listening to it and the things that she's saying on there are so relatable. Like I was on the treadmill today, I was about to cry because sometimes we do it like Brittany was talking to for like a short-term goal, like, oh, I'm going to Cancun, let me shred. But that creates like that binge, which we've all been there. And it's not like something I'm Brittany, but it's like we all been there and I'm constantly there. And so it's like little times every time I get to make that decision, like, do I just have that and like treat myself for whatever imaginary celebration that I'm like making myself able to have it? Like today at church, they had a freaking tray of pink donuts. Like if you know me, I love pink frosted donuts. And I'm like, holy F, God is really showing up in church today for me. And I wanted one so bad, but I just turned to Ray and I just said, hey, do you want to get a donut? And knowing that I'm not going to get the donut because, and not getting it and feeling like crap because I didn't get it. Sometimes I would say no to food and be like, oh, I'll get it in a week. I'll reward myself in a week. And really just removing that, like rewarding myself with bad food because it's really not rewarding me. This is, damn, I feel like I'm about to cry. This is like a very big thing for me. And damn, you guys, it's a very big thing for me because it's, for a long time, I never understood when moms would be like, I can't lose the weight. In my whole life being an athlete and then coming into a situation and being expecting and then having a child and thinking like, I'm just going to lose weight because everybody on Herbalife who's had a kid, they just lose the weight. But it's true. You have the opportunity to, and we have the best products, but it's just like, it's a discipline thing and thinking that you're just going to use the products and lose it, but then you're eating like shit realistically. It's just not, that's not real. So you get to really set goals for yourself and get like selfish in the space for like, I want this for me because of what I want, like what I want to feel like, what I want my clothes and my closet to look like that define me as a person. Because this may sound like, I don't know, maybe shallow, but getting dressed is like a big deal for me. And so if I can't wear what I want to wear to express myself and show up as the pristine me that I want to be, that's huge. And so really just getting very present to, one, the opportunity that I have and the time freedom that I have, and not going to the gym is like bullshit, honestly, because I have so much time freedom. And if there's moms or anybody who go to the gym and they're working full-time jobs and they're still making it, it's like, dude, just lose the fucking weight. So that's where I'm at right now with my physical results. And I feel like more plugged in than ever. And I've got on my Instagram probably like 6 times since I've had Dior and said, this is it, this is the time. And not following through with that, I see the difference. And I really just believe that, like Rachel was saying earlier, losing the weight and getting that waist, that flat stomach, and being happy and satisfied and confident in my skin and who I am is really going to be a game changer and really going to create a lot of pin changes in my business and attract the other front line that I'm looking for. And so my business right now is that, like Kate said, write down 5 things that you're attracted to. When I'm on Instagram and I'm following somebody that's fit and like being positive, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, like she is my front line. I'm about to just chat it up with her. But am I being attractive to her? She's probably looking at me like, girl, come on now. So it's just like creating the person that I want to be, that I want to attract in my business. And really, I'm just PMing like crazy right now and getting back into my flow. Like I used to do like 15 PMs a month, and I know what I'm capable of. And I want that check. I want my PM check to match my royalty check. And it's so possible to do so. So being so focused and knowing exactly what I'm going to do every single day. And I just want to share this with you guys, something that I'm doing right now that we spoke on the other call. I'll save that because I have a section after this. So that's where I'm at right now. Popcorn Ray.
So my biggest results will be on the product as well, being consistent on it. In Cancun, it was a wake-up call for me too. Like, okay, I feel good, but I could be showing up in this powerful way for the team. Like, how epic would it be if I showed up for you guys in abs ripped up, looking like an action figure. You know what I mean? Like, so like that's where I took it. And it was like, how much more attractive would I be for you guys? And how much more business will be attracted to you guys if you're, you know what I'm saying, if your teammate is like ripped like that. So taking that on, but by the way, side note, I did take that donut because I had so many like healthy meals this week. So I was just like, yo, I gotta have this donut. But no, so like tracking that, right? So like every single day I'm like, okay, I got 6 meals a day, 6 times 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? That's, I don't know that number, but like that's a lot of healthy meals throughout the day, every single day. So like if I choose a donut, then I'm choosing a donut. You know what I mean? But no, so like that's just my goals. And then my product or my business results goal will be PMs, 5 PMs a week. My biggest takeaway from Cancun was watching Matt and Alexa. I had a long conversation with them about finances and stuff. After you reach a certain point, it's extremely vital to, and that'll be all set up for you guys, but it's extremely important. And they just told me how their PM check is $4,000 just aside from like their royalty check. So that just gives a bit of vision. Like they have 1,000 PMs in their first 3 levels, and all like 600 of them are theirs frontline. So it just gives you a bit of vision on what that could build for you. And Enrique, who was on the call yesterday, he has 3,000 PMs. So his PM check is $7,000. So it just shows you like the vision on that. And that's why my biggest focus is PMing. And to get PMs, you get to get clients and have that funnel for that. So being extremely intentional on IG and when I'm in the gym or when I'm at church, and doing one thing a week that takes me out of my comfort zone. So that's between like playing basketball or going to a focus group with the church, which I'll get leads out of as well because nobody does Herbalife there. But that's like a comfort zone for me to be in the church and meet new people. But I will popcorn Kara.
Okay, so my physical result, I feel like I too have not gotten a new result in the past 30 days. Like I have a little bit, but I feel like I get to the point now where I get to make another like result picture to post, because I was gonna post one the other day and I'm like looking through all my like pictures, my like collages, and I'm like, dang, these are all so old. Like I really need to make a new one. So I really want to get to focus on that and just start like cutting up and actually working toward the actual physical results I want in 3 months. Get to start working on that now. So that's my physical goal. And then business wise, I really want to work on building toward being Power Call qualified for this month, because I know that will set me up so powerfully to hit First Cut Active Sup. And also I really want to start being very intentional with Instagram as well, because at one point I was like in my daily non-negotiables, I literally had it written out like add value on story, add value on page, or both. And lately I feel like I've been either choosing one or the other or just not doing it, and like doing it every 2 or 3 days. So I want to get really intentional on working Instagram like that again, just because I feel like a lot of more people were paying attention to the messages I was spreading, not just me being goofy all the time and la 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 la, you know. So I really want to get super intentional with that again.
Yes, I love it. And I just have the vision of us all being super cut up and lit, paid off our Herbalife check one day on the beach together. So that is going to happen. So you guys, something I'm going to get into, which I feel like is super important for us, are standards of a distributor. So this is going to be whether you're introducing a new distributor into the business or whether you're a distributor yourself. So like, where are we holding ourselves? So first thing I just want to say, you guys, is it's no rush. Like, it's literally no rush to hurry up and sign somebody up and have them sign on the dotted line and now they're in. The thing that I would say is if you feel like you want to hurry up and get somebody and make sure that they're your distributor, just PM them, period. They're locked in, and start to put them through the distributor action sets as a preferred member, because that is going to show you a lot and save you a ton of time. So something I highly, highly recommend, and I was doing a ton of reflection on people that I did this with versus people that I didn't do this with. And this is me speaking directly to my business, and you can take whatever you'd like from it. But having a Zoom call with your upline with the new person that you are bringing into the business. This creates a very sticky situation. You are now getting third-party validation. And regardless of how long you've been in the business, your upline, I'm sure, has been in the business longer. And whether it's your upline or not, whoever you're going to for coaching or somebody, try to create a relationship with somebody who can be on a call and set that up with you. And I just want to see, like, how many of us on the call agree with that and feel like that's something that's valuable. If you agree, go ahead and shoot a 1 into the chat. And I recommend doing so. So if you see a lot of 1s, I recommend doing so before they sign up as a distributor. So a lot of times we'll be like, they're just going to sign up and we'll have the call tomorrow. For me, red flag. Again, there's no rush in signing them up as a distributor. So this is what the wait will create. Sometimes if we just sign them up, they'll quit before they even get an opportunity to start. It's no reason to sign them up if they don't have people ready. If they haven't hopped on a call, or, you know, whatever that looks like. Now, if they have people ready and they haven't been on a call, yeah, sign them up. But it's very important to have people ready. So can anybody relate to signing somebody up before getting them on a call or them having somebody ready to order? If you can relate, go ahead and put, sorry, I'm reading what, or don't hit anything, that phone. Really good break. If you agree to that, put a 2 to the chat. You or can relate to that. Have you ever signed anybody up without having the call with your upline or them having somebody ready to order? And so I'm just going to go ahead and call on a few people in the chat and just hear from them. Rachel, if you want to come off mute.
So basically just explain my experience with that.
Yes.
So, yeah, so recently one of the distributors that I've had converted back to a preferred member. So, I was super excited to get her started because I was like overly excited, you know what I mean? It was like my first distributor, like my second distributor ever. I'm like, heck yeah, you know, like Active World Team, here we go. But what I ended up doing was really just like believe that this opportunity is going to be life-changing for her. That was my main purpose. I signed her up as a distributor as soon as she had the money to sign up as a distributor. So as soon as she had the rest of the $60 from being a preferred member first. And then I sent her the distributor checklist. And then I sent her the calls to watch of, you know, the 5 videos of Jay. And then I had her get on the, you know, get to soup calls and those types of things. So I know that with the recent get to soup calls that we've had recently, we've talked about, you know, holding standards for our distributors. And one thing that I really liked and that really resonated with me with those calls was having them create a 100-person list first, having them watch the 5 videos first, and send you their takeaways to show you that they're ready and that they're in the mindset to really put their foot on the gas and push forward with this business. I was still relatively new in the business, so I just kind of thought, you know, whatever kind of drive I had was going to be everybody else, but that's not true because everybody's different. And there was no way of testing that because I just took her word for it. But, you know, people get to do the work and they get to show you that they're ready. And those were the standards that I didn't hold in the beginning. And then it was kind of difficult to set those standards without setting them in the first place later on. So what ended up happening was she felt a little bit overwhelmed with the whole situation with, you know, how many events we have, how many calls we have, all of the time that we dedicate to this business, knowing that it's going to benefit us in the end. But, you know, she didn't have that vision quite yet. So she was feeling overwhelmed. She was going through a lot of different life situations. So I started to notice that she stopped getting on the calls. She stopped going to events. She stopped, you know, texting me about clients and asking me for advice and, you know, asking me about what to do with certain things. And I just didn't hear from her. I didn't see her posting her products on her story anymore. Like she just felt very distant. And her and I had been close for so long that I really just approached her as a friend. But even if I didn't know her very well anyways, I still would have, you know, kind of approached her and been like, you know, hey, just wanted to let you know, I've noticed that you've kind of been distant, you know, so like what's going on? And that's one thing that they talked about at the STS too. I think it was Enrique who said like when he almost dropped out of the business, his upline saw that. Why? Because his volume was low. Well, you know, this distributor that I've had, I didn't set her up appropriately. You know, she never got a client. So with that, you know, she felt very discouraged too. So it wasn't her volume that was low. It was just the fact that, you know, she just stopped showing up. So I did approach her and I said, you know, this is what I'm noticing. You want to tell me what's going on? And basically she just kind of told me like she feels very overwhelmed. She doesn't feel ready. You know, she still loves her products, but she just doesn't feel like she's in the mindset to continue with this business. Maybe after the STS, after some of my takeaways, I would have kind of confronted the situation and maybe instilled some more belief in her. But at the time, I was kind of like, you know, I can understand that. So this is what we're going to do. You know, I told her, you know, since you're still enjoying your products, you can convert back to a preferred member. You can continue to get results. And then when you're ready, you can come back to me. And then we can get you started again. So that's kind of like my, you know, my experience with it. And for me, it just really taught me the lesson of holding those standards from the very beginning and not assuming that everyone's going to do the work, because they're not. And they're going to start doing the work when they're ready. Everybody's time to become ready is different. You know, I'm still in the process of being ready myself. So being able to send those videos first, having them write their 100 person list first, is truly vital to prove to you that they're ready to take on this business.
Really good, Rach. Really good, Rach. And I'm sure a ton of us can relate to that. And just getting that story is just to show like, yo, everybody goes through it. Like we all go through it. And one of the biggest things that I learned was, let this be my lesson and let me be in a position next time to never let this happen again, and be able to put somebody in a position that they get that feeling, like Britt said in the chat, of earning that money and feeling that feeling, so that the events don't feel like stuff. They feel like, ooh, I can't wait, because I'm gonna be fired up and I'm gonna learn how to do more of this. And something that Enrique said yesterday was holding, like knowing when to, like, I guess maybe something you could say is like pull out a white flag and be like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? And not in those terms, but having the standard for your business to be able to check something when it needs to be checked and catching it before it slips through your fingers, because it's so easy to just let that relationship go, but you never know what it could become. So like Rach was able to catch her and convert her to a PM and still retain that inside of her business and not lose that, that's valuable. And I will say that she is in our client chat and she is like talking all the time. So she's growing in her life. But just having the standard enough for your business and knowing when to make those decisions, because this is your business, and you could either let it linger and let it die and fade away, or you can confront it and grow from that. So super big. And then, so I would say the other big standard is, one, getting on the call. You have somebody interested, get on the call with your upline. We're growing, but we're still a very small organization to the point where we have the time. Like, we're by no means 30K pres right now. So, I mean, not speaking of Jay, I'm talking about from Ray down. We're not 30K pres yet. So it's like, we have the time. We are building a Get to 5 organization, but it's like, we have the time to set up as many Zoom calls as we get to this week to help somebody enter this business, set them up powerfully, give them the clear action steps of how to earn money and how to help somebody out. And doing that is very vital. So I would say that is step one when somebody says, I'm kind of interested, or you give them the opportunity and they're like, yeah, I'd be interested in that. Do not be afraid of doing that. And if you'd like to qualify them before that, then invite them to a next steps call. They got on? Okay, great. They took a step. Now you take a step. Invite them to Project CLE. They came? Awesome. Introduce them. Talk about it. See their conversations like. Invite them to have a call. Don't be afraid to utilize this Zoom because this is a business. Like, if a regular business is doing an orientation, they're going to do them like every week if they have to, if they're hiring new people. And then next, something very huge before signing anybody up, you guys. Make them some money, because it's so easy to do the Venmo and just get the money in their Venmo. If they make that money day one, that feels so good. You guys know how that felt when you made your first sale. Give them that feeling. Don't have them be attached to the business just because you gave them the opportunity. Have them be attached to the business because they did something with the opportunity and they got to feel that feeling. And then plug them in as a PM. Get them on call. Send them recordings. Like, if they're hungry like that, send them recordings. I remember I did that a lot with Britt. She was like on the calls before she even like decided to do it. And then next, this is coming from a space of somebody who is already in the business. Yes, we want everybody to be an active supervisor. We want to have 20 Get team lines underneath us, but that doesn't come overnight. So work with the plugged in. Work with the people who are doing the things on that list. If they're being coachable, if they're having a good attitude, if they're plugged in, if they're asking you questions, things like that. Like, let somebody qualify for your time, but meet them where they're at. Not everybody's going to just wake up one day and be an active supervisor. If somebody is doing like one order a month, you got to think like, when it comes down to your cut and you're 100 volume points away from your organization, does that person matter then? Heck yes. If they're on 0 that month, you're like, dang, man, I wish I still had them doing 500, because that is solid and that would be my cut yesterday. So work with those who are plugged in and then push those who need a push. Like, don't be afraid of that. Sometimes something may come up in their life, and you may relate to that. Something may have came up in your life where you're doing this business and you felt a little off, or you may have thought like, maybe I'll quit, or maybe this isn't for me. Like, push those who may need a little push, but do not pull somebody and drag them along. Like, come on. Like, you don't have to do that. And this comes into the next thing. So your job as a coach, this is it. It's not that much. Plug them in. That is it. Give them the opportunity. They get to decide yes or no. They decide yes. Okay, awesome. Plug them into the chats. That's your job as a coach. Everything else is extra. So I don't want anybody to ever feel overwhelmed for getting new distributors, because there's not much that you have to do. And this speaks directly to what Enrique was speaking to yesterday. Let's not create more stuff for ourselves. You don't have to overwork yourself. Yes, you can grab their hand and take them to supervisor. I hear Brittany say that a lot, and that's so good. Yes, do that. But just know that you don't have to do the volume for them. And it's very simple. It just requires hard work and work ethic. And by plugging them in, they'll be able to see the vision if they want that for themselves. Not everybody's going to want it, and not everybody's going to stay with it, but just continue to give the opportunity, and those who want it will stay around no matter what. Answer the questions that are asked. You don't have to go into like this whole spiel of like trying to like figure everything out for them from day one, because you're at a different level. You may be like 2 years in the business and they're new. Answer the questions that are asked and give them a solid foundation, but they're going to get majority of their questions asked in the chat or on the calls. The system takes care of everything. Like, we are so well oiled right now as a machine. Like, we are so, people say this all the time, but we are so special. Our organization is so special. Like, coming from a space of seeing when we didn't really have any of this, and we used to have a call like every 2 days when we first started, you guys, and there's a point I was like, holy crap, like, it's a lot of calls. Then they stopped and I was like, I want more calls. But now I'm like, wow, we're like on point. We got the perfect amount of calls. We got everybody plugged in at the right speed. So we're very blessed as an organization. Utilize this system. And then again, push, but don't pull. New solves all. So you may frontline 5 people. One of them may stay. That's okay. The more people you're frontlining and giving the opportunity to, and that's what it comes down to. Don't be afraid to give the opportunity, because it's not your decision to say yes or no. It's their decision. And it may not be for everybody, but you'll never know if you don't give them the opportunity to say yes. So just don't leave that that question unasked, because, man, that could be a diamond. So new only comes when the opportunity is given. That was my last note. So I just wanted to give you guys that, because I think we get to have a standard for who we're bringing into our business. And I want you guys to know there's no rush in it. And then also grade yourself. Am I being the type of distributor that I would want to sign up? Like, every day, am I putting in that work that I would be like, whoo, she's on fire? Because that is actually exactly what you're going to attract into the business when you're least expecting it. On that nice little 3-4 days off that you decide to take vacation from Herbalife, that we so have the opportunity to do whenever we want because we're independent distributors. It's just like, think to yourself, like, what am I attracting? And is this aligned with what it is that I say I want? So that's all I have. I'm going to pass it over to Ray.
All right, guys. So something I would like to hit on with that, some of the things that Golden shared, guys, was she said when inviting the Project CLE, introduce them to people. Just a reminder, I know we learned it at JKO, which was fire, but make sure you have 3 positive things or relatable things about that person when introducing them to someone, and tell that person when introducing them. The best thing that could have happened to me was when I invited somebody to an event, introduced them to Jay. I was like, hey, Jay, this is blah, blah, blah. And he literally was just like speechless. He didn't say anything because it was just like, well, I don't know anything about this person. So it was just like nothing for him to say. So it was just kind of awkward. And it was like, dang, I messed up. So I immediately went after him like, hey, bro, like, what should I say when he said, just give me 2 things and then I'll know like how to guide them and how to have a conversation with them. So even somebody at like Jay, he needed something to talk to that person, right? So have those 3 things when inviting people to Project CLE and be intentional with that. And then another thing, guys, something that Golden was talking about was, Rachel mentioned it. You said when you had Sarah, a downline member, it was hard because it was a friend of yours. Sometimes the hardest person to work with is like a friend, or like when you're in a relationship. Talked a lot about that with Matt and Alexa. It could be really tough because it's just, you just have that personal relationship with them. And that's why it's very important to get someone on the call with your upline, because they don't know them. In this recruiting book that I'm listening to is all they talk about is that it's just like, that's the first thing you do. And that's the most duplicatable thing, because every single person can do that. It's not doing what works for you, it's doing what duplicates for everyone. Because if not, that's selfish. That would be selfish of me to do that. So that's the biggest thing. And building an empire is what it is. Definitely look it up. I think it's like Brian something, but look that up if you can. It's in the book list in Apple. But great call tonight, guys. Does anybody have any questions off of that? Real quick. Cool. All right, let's come off mute.
I actually have a question.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. What's up?
Can you guys go over what that call with your upline is going to look like?
Yeah.
So the call could look like, it could be, you can go over like some of their goals, introduce them, of course, have a couple things like that they're relatable with, and then go over like what they do for work, why, and they can like ask, or the person can come with questions on the business, and then they also can add like their concerns of it, and then why they're excited about the business. Because that kind of, and really like the first question is supposed to be like, what's your, sorry,
just keep talking.
1 second, guys. Can you take this down?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
The biggest thing is we have something to go over with that. We can send it to the chat too. But the biggest thing is going to be like, hey, what's the most exciting thing that you saw on the next steps call? Right after you send them that call, it's going to be like, what's the most exciting thing? Because then it kind of can tell you like what they're excited about. Like if they say the results or the products, then it's like that's a client. It's not really a distributor. They're not really excited to help people. Like if they're not saying like, hey, I'm super excited to help my mom, you know what I mean? Like someone, then it's like they're not really showing a distributor action. But if you want to take.
Right. Yeah. I just wanted to add to that. We actually created an orientation. So it's very specific of to what you're going to follow, and it helps you uncover a lot of these questions. So I can screen share very quickly, and then we'll also add it into the chat if it's something. I'm going to revamp it. Actually, it's kind of like not my style anymore. This is like from the day after extravaganza. So it'd just be like, welcome. And these are Jim Rohn quotes too. So motivation is what gets you started. Habits what keep you going. So I just go over that, and then I say, okay, alignment and expectations, get results. You're going to be active in the chats. I'll explain on what personal development is. Talk about remaining coachable and sharing the opportunity. This is a standard. This creates somebody who's going to share and probably bring in distributors. Next thing, this is what we're speaking to. Getting to know them. Who are you? What are you looking for in this opportunity? Why do you want to be a part of this? And then it goes into another quote, when the why is clear, the how is simple. And then I give them options. You can become a retail client, a VIP member, or an inspiration, which is basically using the products and sharing the opportunity. And then this is me kind of breaking down some figures for them so I can actually show them how they make money. And so senior consultant is like help for people. You guys know this is from the Hustle and Heart orientation. So just getting them clear and showing them what it is. And like, if you see that money on there and you're on a call, you're going to be like, oh, wait, like, damn, $2,000. So that's what I go over. That's what we used to go over. But we're really getting heavy back into, hold on, we're really getting really heavy back into that flow because it worked for us. And, you know, sometimes we'll get off and do other stuff. So I'm probably going to revamp that and make it like black and white and more like
us.
Yeah. And make it look a lot better. And we can add that into the chat. But the words on there and everything that on there is still very, what's the word? Real. I don't know the word. You know what I mean. Maybe somebody added it to the chat. But anyways, it's super useful and it's still relatable. It still works. So
relevant, very relevant.
Relevant.
Good. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. Any more? Did that answer your question, Rachel? Cool. All right, guys. Let's come off mute. Give it up for ourselves for being on this call tonight.
Love you guys.